Shalom, shalom, shalom. This is the Akazaki Yahoo. I'm here with my Akeem, Ak Kenaniah, and Ak Yaliel. We're going to get into Bereshit, chapter number 3. You missed last week. We went through chapter 1 and chapter 2. This week, we're getting into chapter 3 and just building the understanding and breaking down the information that's in the chapters there. Enjoy the stream here. All right, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. So if you get a hit that somebody want to join in with us, let me know, and I'll come back to that.
Okay, indeed.
Time. All right. So can y'all see my screen?
Now,
No, I
actually,
can see
what
your
I see is
screen.
just our images up.
Oh, so I might be doing it wrong. Then let me go back. Okay.
I can see your screen through your glasses.
All right. Right. Okay. Maybe that's it. I'm still getting used to this. Okay. Here we go. This is what I'm looking for. All right. How's that?
Okay, con.
Okay.
Yeah, indeed.
So
Let me see if I can. Yeah, I can even blow that up as well, like with my
okay.
using my fingers.
Told I. Wonderful. That's wonderful. All right, so here we are at Bereshit chapter 3 and verse 1. Now, again, we went through last week the chapter, verse, chapter. Uh, we went through last week chapters 1 and 2. So we pick up chapter 3 right here. And verse 1, we have, now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field that Yahuwah power had made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, have the Most High said, you shall not eat of every tree of the garden? Now, just looking at that particular verse, I'm not seeing anything that really kind of stands out. I mean, we could look at, uh, we could look at a couple of these words if for edification. Uh, I kind of find it interesting that now the serpent, it looks to be like one single word, and that's that probably kanaf. Uh, how you say that? Nasha, I said it completely wrong. Let me see. Nahash, that's what I was trying to say.
Okay, I lost audio again. I'm trying to. Let's
Oh,
see.
you got okay. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Okay,
Well,
kind of,
yeah, I hear
good.
you. I just
Okay, okay.
for some reason I keep on losing the big eye, man.
Okay. We might.
Let me try to get off of these headphones, man. Maybe that's the issue.
Okay, okay. So if need be, might have to. We can restart, and then uh, that may do it.
Yeah, I still can't hear you. I
You still can you hear me now? You still can't hear?
I'm a exit out and try to come back in.
Okay, kind. Let me go back then.
Okay.
Okay. Let me go back here. Okay, so we'll wait for Ken and I to come back. Matter of fact,
You gonna do your praise you Yahoo or so?
no, he did. Nah, he turned that like one time. So I'm have to work on that one, and not work on it. I'm gonna have to bring that one out next time. But he did one called make me a house of prayer. I was like, oh, it was a nice song. I got a good a good voice, better than mine. So see, as soon as he come back here, there he is. Kind, is that better? Can you hear?
Hey, Con, I got you now. All right.
Okay, told I. All right, praise Yah. All right, so we'll go ahead and get back to it here. Let me hit this share button. Share that screen. Bada boom. We're gonna get to right here. All right, so yeah, so that's a. Are y'all able to hear this when I play the audio here?
Let me see.
Oh, click it. No, I can't hear it.
Can't hear it. Okay, maybe because I got these headphones on, but it's Nahash is what it is.
Yeah,
So
Nahash.
I don't know if it will come through. Yeah, kind of Nahash. Yeah. So yeah, that's just the serpent, and I found it interesting that it was one word right here. If you look at now the serpent, that was all under. So it was almost like it just said serpent right there, and that kind of. But it's not italicized like it normally is when they add something in. So that's interesting. It's interesting that they got the word for was right here as well, and it's got its own setup. Primitive root compare. Yeah, to become, to be, become, come to pass. Okay, and that's oh, one other thing I was y'all. Yeah, that's how y'all that was that word for was Hayah.
Okay.
You do that, Yalia?
Huh?
Oh, okay, that's good. Let's see, you knew that one. That's good. I didn't know that.
Yeah. That's why
What?
those people that say believe in like it's a derivative like similar to uh like I that I am, I was.
Mm-hmm.
Like when people say Ahaya, it's like
Okay.
Oh,
it's
kind.
similar. It's similar in the Hebrew phrasing.
Okay, Hayah. Okay, kind. So you got a Hayah, the I am, and then you got Hayah, the was. Okay, kind.
Con.
That's pretty interesting.
Because it's like past, like I am
Hey,
that I
what's that?
am, past, present, and
I'm sorry.
future.
Go ahead.
I was just saying I am that I am. It encompasses past, present, and future. It doesn't really. It's like fluid throughout time. So like was would fit into that. So like they have similar sounds.
Kind. Did you want to see that again, Art?
Well, now actually, I was wanting to see subtle. The next word.
Okay.
Like what exactly is that? Is that meaning? And is that gonna tell us?
Kind. Let's get to that. Let's get to that one next. Was more subtle. 6175. Let's see what that's about. I said, how you think you pronounce that one?
Arun.
Arum. That's it. Arum. Second entry is Arum. Arum. Home. He kind of rolls it home. That's the I guess the Ashkenazi way of doing it. But either Arum or Arum, one of those two couple. And the word here, subtle, shrewd, crafty, sly, sensible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
crafty,
that
shrewd.
crafty, it just makes me, it makes me think about the counsel that the nations had towards our ancestors and towards us as well. The crafty counsel, these meetings that go on, behind closed doors.
Absolutely. Crafty as it get, and we hadn't even seen the worst of it.
Right.
It's gonna get worse. That's the sad part.
Well.
So, all right, let's get to the next one here. We got Let me see. The any beast. I think that's it. That's not that same beast that the Ak brought out on that time with the touching the mount. Is it
The
Yamiel?
mind.
Yeah. I know, wasn't that something?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was something else. We went into that was in Exodus, where the Most High told Moses that don't let a hand touch it, not a man nor a beast. Anything that anybody touch it, they get shot through. Like, I ain't never heard of a beast having a hand. And yeah. So we got to see some. We'll get there, but we got to see some. That was pretty miraculous in the script. Hi, and like hi. That's what this was, hi. And this is living green vegetation, growing fresh water, lively, active activity of a man, and so on and so forth. Yeah. None of this is like overly one of those, nothing that just jumps out.
Right. I was thinking the same thing. It's just I guess it's kind of setting us up for the bulk of what's going to be occurring in this chapter.
Can you click on garden? You click on garden.
Garden. Oh, in the garden.
Yeah.
Am I right here?
Yeah.
Okay, come. That's Gan. Gone. Probably gone.
Gone.
No, it's Gan. He
Okay,
pronounced it with a long N. Gan. Yeah, so it's garden enclosure, garden of plants, Garden of Eden. Yeah.
So I got a quick question that I thought about before when I was going over this. Do y'all think the field that it says, the serpent was more crafty or subtle than any beast of the field? Do you think the field was in the garden or outside of the garden?
I think it was outside. I think it's talking about in this context. I think it's talking about land.
Yeah, because I thought that too. Because when you look at the definition of garden, it says like enclosure, like it's a barrier. So I was thinking because the serpent was more crafty than any beast of the field, that's why it was able to throw things off. So when it was in the midst of the garden.
I mean, you know what, you that's a good point. That makes me wonder, how was it that this serpent was able to even, get in the garden? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even think about that.
My understanding was that he was sent to be a help, and he didn't do his job, which is why he got punished so heavily.
Okay.
Instead of doing what he was supposed to do, he did his own, his own mind. And we'll see that here in just a moment. But this is that word for of the field, and it's Swadesh or Swat. Yeah, Swat. It's not an S. Swadeh.
Swadeh. Start there.
Sadeh. Yeah, Sadeh is how he said. Yeah, so let's get back to the front here. And right, okay, every tree and tree of the garden. Speaking of trees, did you get a chance to watch that lesson, Kenny and I?
Indeed, you talking about on the Bantu? Oh no, you talking about the with the Chosen Sea? I still hadn't had a chance to check all of it out yet. I started watching it, and I started watching something else.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they've got quite a few lessons that
Oh
I
yeah.
need to catch up on.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. That Galileo, have you seen that two saviors, two trees lesson that Quad did?
I want to say I know I watched some of it. I can't remember if I watched all of it.
Oh, okay. He kind of went into this and talked about this particular setup, how there's the two trees and the two saviors, and it's a really good lesson. But he goes into um, how one savior, of course, the first savior is Messiah, the Mashiach, and the second savior is actually the anti-Messiah, the Satan, and Satan is a savior to those who don't want to do the law, who don't want to be bound to the law.
It makes sense. It makes sense,
Kind,
man. And we're
kind,
gonna be separated. You know what I mean?
exactly,
The goats and the lamb.
exactly. Goats in the sheep, yes indeed, yes
Yeah.
indeed. And yeah, because it talks about that in I think Hamashiach said that in did Hamashiach say that he gonna put the
The goats on
goats
the left and the sheep on the right.
right, kind, yes indeed, yes indeed. Yeah, so all right, verse 2. I think anything else in verse 1? I think we got all of that was in there. And the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden. All right, so that's pretty self-explanatory. Nothing really sticking out there. Verse 3, but of the fruit of the tree which is, look, that is was inserted. See, it's italicized there. Said, but the fruit of the tree which in the midst of the garden, the Most High have said, you shall not eat of it, neither shall you touch it, lest you die. So I think the standout part here, let's see what this touch it is about, because he didn't tell that to Adam when we looked at that in chapter 2. He didn't say that. He just said, the day that you eat thereof, you shall surely die. So where she got touch it.
Right.
Yeah, that's interesting. Let's see what that's about here. Nagash. Nagah. It's Nagah. So, all right, it says to touch, reach, strike. To touch, strike. To reach, extend. To be stricken. Look at this. Be defeated. That's interesting. To strike. Stricken by disease. That's another interesting one, to be stricken by disease.
And that's kind of what ended up happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah, kind. So I said it's interesting to just looking at some of these, how that word is used in different formats. To befall of fate. That's scary right there. Of fate, like you got to do it, and a choice. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ever find yourself in a position you like, man, what am I doing?
Right. Why am I doing this? Yeah.
Right. Like, man, I didn't even mean to do that. How I even do that?
Right.
Like, dang, was that even me?
A lot of times, a song, you know what I mean? Like something from the past or just pop in your head and you like kind of wonder like where did that even come from? You know what I mean? It's
Exactly.
foolishness, you know?
Right. Yeah, that old stuff.
Mhm.
Man, I still got that problem. I still deal with that. You know, I used to love the gangster rap, and every now and again, I can't have it too quiet because my mind and something will come a prop in there, and it may be something I don't want, and
Right.
that's why I hate that time that holiday time that just passed. Oh, I hate that them little
Oh man.
jingles. Oh, I hate
Yeah,
that.
my family caught me and they looked at me crazy. I it was Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Oh,
Yeah, and they all kind of looked at me like 10 shades crazy. Like, what are you talking about? What are you saying? We don't do that. You know what I'm saying?
right,
And that's they using my words against me, and I'm like, damn, y'all
right.
right.
Man, them jingles, I hate going in public because that stuff is so catchy. You know what I'm saying? And
Uh-huh.
then you remember it from before you was in the truth,
Right.
and if you I mean it's worse for people in the office because if they got you walk in and it's just like I'm like, oh my
Mm-hmm.
gosh. I be trying to go out with headphones because you'll be, not even realizing you're doing it. You'll be doing it.
Right.
Yeah. So that was interesting. At least you die. And the serpent said unto the woman, you shall not surely die. And see, she didn't even say that. That's ironic. It said, neither shall you touch it, least. Let's look at that word. I need to look at that. That's pain. Pain. Yeah, this regular pain is what he said. Least at that not peradventure, least not beware, least.
Mm-hmm. Like a warning
Yeah,
type of, you know what I mean?
yeah, kind of like peradventure.
Mm-hmm.
Peradventure, this thing goes in that direction. That's what the brother from Sons of Thunder. He said that's the King's English.
Right.
King's English.
Right.
Yeah, but and then he comes back with. Then the serpent said unto the woman, you shall not surely die. So where he get surely from? Because she didn't say surely. Let's see what that is. It may be the same. That's the same word. Okay, my bad. I didn't even realize that. Hold on, let me go back. Okay, I didn't even realize it was right in my face, and I didn't even realize it. So this is 4191. That's 4191, and that's 4191.
But I thought they was talking about well, you know what, you're right. Cause that's for die
Yeah,
and yeah.
yeah. You shall not surely. So let's look at this real quick and see why that's in the place of shall not surely. That's a verb, mooth, M-O-O-T-H, mooth.
Mm-hmm.
Mooth, he says, mooth, to die as penalty, to put to death. Mooth, I'm gonna mooth you. Let me stop. To die, perish of a nation, to die prematurely. That's interesting. By neglect of wise moral conduct, to kill, put to death, dispatch. To kill, put to death. Yeah, die prematurely. That's pretty interesting. But I find it unusual that they translated that. They used that word twice in that same spot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, back to back. What was that? Right here?
On it's like what surely was.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You should not surely die. Oh, I'm down a little bit. Here you go. Okay, yeah. Not surely die. This is verse 4 we had. Not surely die. And then I don't know if that's a typo or that's interesting. It make me want to look at it in some another place here. Let's go to
See how they used it. Yeah.
yeah, let's go to Gateway here and see what it says. Not Gateway. I meant Bible Hub is what I meant. I wonder if that's a typo in Blue Letter. Like they didn't mean to do that. Let me know if you get it before I do. I'll put it on the screen now.
Let me see.
It's coming. I got it. I got it here. I'm at 1. Let me go to what is that? 3 and 4.
4. Oh, I'm sorry, Salakia. 3 and 4, correct. Yep.
Okay.
It's in 5 and 5 also.
In the same way? Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha. I got you. All right. Yeah, here's the breakdown. Let's see if it's the same setup here. I'm gonna switch the screen. Oh, okay. We got. Oh, that's me. Let me see where. Screen share. Okay, let me go back to screen share. All right, and yeah, here it is. All right. Verse 4 is what we're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in 3. Let's go to 4. I'm in 1. I guess you got the stuff running. It goes a lot slower because the music uses a little bit better than that. All right, here we go. All right, surely. You should know, surely. And this is KJV. Yeah, you will not surely die. See, does that have it as 2 different words? So I think that is a mess up there.
Because I mean,
Because
wasn't it moved before?
Yeah, because they got it. I can't switch it back real easy, but they got it as not surely and die as the same word. And here they got surely as moot, and then they got the word for die as tune, T-U-N.
Hey,
You will
Salakia,
die.
do you have you got your Hallelujah scripts with you?
Con, I got it right here too. Let's switch
Let's
that.
see what it says.
All right.
It says you should certainly not die.
Oh, certainly not. Okay.
But I'm looking at I got a interlineal Hebrew English interlineal ESV Old Testament, and it shows
Okay.
like the Hebrew. I don't
Yeah.
see the word for die coming twice in the Hebrew, and like
So this is a typo in this Blue Letter there.
Mm-hmm.
That's got to be what it is. Let me pull it back.
You know, I remember last week, man, we had come across a word that just wasn't translated.
Right,
That we were
kind.
looking at last week.
Yeah, I don't remember which one it was.
I don't remember either.
Yeah, I remember seeing it though, but I don't remember which one. That's why I hate it wasn't working last week, but now it's good. So, this is the one for the scriptures here. Should eat of it and touch it, lest you die. And Nash said to the woman, you shall certainly not die. Yeah. So, okay, let's get back to, I know it's an easier way to switch this around. Oh, maybe this is it. Okay, so that's set up, but trying to see how I can switch it to the other. So I gotta stop sharing it and then start sharing it again. This is a lot of work. It really is when you get to it. All right, so yeah, we back. All right. So that was verse 4. So yeah,
God.
this is the typo, and this is the typo here. So it's verse 5 now. It says, "For the Most High do know that in the day you eat thereof, then your eyes shall be open, and you shall be as," we looked at this word last week. That's Elohim,
Mm-hmm.
having knowing good and evil. So,
And you know that the I, you know what I mean? Like I wonder how it translates that word I, because it's got to be talking about something different than what we have
oh,
placed on our
right
head.
here.
You know what I mean? Because
Okay.
he saw the animals and named them. You know what I mean? Like when they were brought to him. So
Kind of.
these were things that he was seeing like then. So, but this
Right.
is something different.
Yeah. It's Hayin. Ayin. Yeah. So that's the Hebrew. Yeah. That's just physical eye. A physical eye. As showing mental qualities. There we go.
Yeah, and then spiritual faculties as well. You know what I mean? It's like the
Yeah.
spiritual. Yeah.
Mental and spiritual faculties. Yes, indeed. It sure is. Yeah. Spring fountain. Yeah. Hayin. That's a spelling of Hamashiach's name.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's get back to here. This thing is going slow. I think that's me. All right, so it's good for food. Knowing good from evil. That word for good, I was interested in that one. Told. I told. I'm good or well. That's like the same word. So pleasant, agreeable. Yeah, so that's what I thought it was. And then evil. Let's see what that is. 7451. Ra. Ra. He said Ra. Oh. Yeah, he said both ways, Ra and Ra. And then they got Ra'ah at the there's three ways. So you can say the long
then
A, the short A.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
He was saying he said it's 3 entries. It was the long A, Ra, the short A, Ra'ah, and then and then like with a on the end. Ra'ah.
And see the
It was
paleo is Ra. You know, almost
okay.
like a RI. You know what I mean? Ra.
Gotcha. Now, where you find the paleo at?
Man, a few years ago, I was learning Yahuwah's prayer in Paleo Hebrew, man, and
Okay.
there's a song that I listened to. It's in Paleo Hebrew. We're singing it. You know what I mean? So that's where I got it from.
Okay. Yeah, I was telling my wife, I got to I feel bad. I've been in this truth for almost going on 6 years, and I do not know the whole alphabet, and that's on me because I just haven't taken time to learn it, and it's only 22 characters. You know, I know Aleph Bet, Gimbal, which is like 1, 2, 3, and that's it. That's really it. I know some other ones, but to know them in order and to be able to identify them in the paleo and the pictograph and even the modern, you know, I don't possess that, and that's on me. I need to learn that.
And you know, maybe soon time, man, we can kind of get into that, man. You know what I mean? Like even if it's just a beginner's level, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, and there's no excuse for me not knowing that because I've been in this truth too long. I know a bunch of Hebrew words and I can make some sentences and things like that, but I just don't know the full alphabet. Like I was, and she was asking me, I was like, "Oh, that's this and that's that." Then she get the one, I'm like, "I think that's I'm not for sure."
Right.
And I'm like, "Wait a minute, why don't I know that?" You know, I'm like, and I should know that by now. That's on me. So, we'll definitely incorporate that into the study. Like I should be able to tell you exactly what this is right here. You know what I'm saying? In the modern, and then be able to put it into the paleo,
Right,
or the pictograph. I should know all of that. You know what I'm saying? So at least the alphabet. You know, I may not know every word, but at least the alphabet. So
there's a few people who got classes. I don't know if you want to take one of those.
You talking about the on the modern?
Yes.
So I found this thing here, and I'm gonna show you how this real quick since we're on that subject. Now, me and Ken and I was talking last week about how easy it is to get off on something else.
Indeed. It was on here like midnight last week, huh?
Yeah, but let me see. I think it's on Pinterest or someplace. I may have to order it, but it's basically a chart, and it shows all the facets of the language, and I certainly want to. I'm gonna have to get it because I told her, I said we're gonna have to work on this because there's no need for us to not know this.
So I was watching a video that Zion Lex did talking about the language. And he was saying what we consider the modern script. It's actually older. It's the oldest script. It was during different periods of time where people went through different periods. It went away. It changed to the paleo. We went to, I think the paleo is older than the picture. I forget it's the modern. Then the pictograph came. I think he said the earliest you can find of that was around the time we were in where were we at?
Was it captivity?
Yes.
Okay.
Like before Egypt. we
Before
kind
Egypt,
of
it was
developed
Canaan.
we kind of developed the pictographic, and then later on we developed the paleo, and then we eventually went back to what we call the modern, because like the oldest script that you can find of fragments, you can say go back to like the Dead Sea Scrolls, because there were different scripts in the cave that they found them in. There was another cave, I forget the name of the cave, but that's where they found the oldest scripts, and you find what we call the modern written there. And
Wow, I didn't know. See, I didn't know that, man. I thought the modern was relatively new.
Yeah, that's what I was under the impression of. So here, I put up on the screen here. This is the ancient. This is the pictograph, which I thought was the oldest of all the script that we were familiar with.
Right.
And then the paleo, which I thought was under the impression that came after the
pictograph, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the paleo did come after pictograph, but the original script was the modern script. Like when we went to different captivities, because we were influenced by I forget what particular captivity, or when we was in the land of Canaan, we were influenced by other people who had similar scripts.
Okay,
but that wasn't indigenous to us. That's why the modern looks so much different from the other two, because that was us being separate when we first developed it.
Okay, I got you. That kind of do make sense then. Looking at this, I got to get this chart here. It shows you the numbers associated with them as well. I'm familiar with this one. This is, of course, the bullhead. We know that's the olive, the babe, and then the gimbal. And it shows you all of them in the what we call the modern, the paleo, and then the ancient, or the pictogram. And yeah, it's just those 22. So yeah, it's really not an excuse for me not to know that again, but I definitely want to commit those to memory and at least be able to identify whenever I see, if I see this, I need to know that's a cheat. And what I'm saying, what it looks like in those other two variations. So
I think the vowel point is the only thing that came later.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of. I think that those vowel points are new, like through the Ashkenazis. They did that. So yeah, so that's my goal. I'm gonna see if I can find these on this site, I believe, and I want to plan on having that and learning it. So if y'all come over to my crib, y'all might see those on the wall. And so that's me learning.
Yeah, I need to do the same thing.
Getting them down. Kind. Yes, indeed. All right.
My wife took on more than me. I got to catch up.
Oh, did she?
Yeah. She had took Zion's class at Zion Lit. He's got a Hebrew class. She took it, and she know how to read pretty well, but she don't know how to translate that well yet.
How long was that? How long was that class, huh?
I want to say it was like 3 months.
Okay.
Oh wow, that sounds intense.
Yeah. But that it's also like with it being 3 months. I'm not gonna say that I'd be more prone to do that, but I feel like that's an achievable goal. You know what I mean? Something I can kind of set myself to do like in 3 months. You know what I mean?
Kind.
And he has like a platform where he record the lessons.
And you go
you go on there live with them, but he recorded them, and you could go back and rewatch them if you need to,
Okay.
or if you miss like the class time, you could go back and rewatch it.
And you said Zion Lex got that.
Yeah,
Okay. Kind.
like once you sign up for like the Torah class, I meant the Hebrew class, you get access to all his classes.
Okay. So she got the whole alphabet down?
Yeah, she got that down for sure.
Oh, praise God. That's good. That's real good. Yeah, I gotta
I
I'm just
got
trying to
most
get
of
there.
it down by heart.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get to that point. I'm like 6 years in, like, man, I don't know the whole alphabet. I mean, come on.
I got most of it now. I can recognize most of the characters, like even like the ones you have different forms. Like you got the mem, then you got the final mem,
Right.
so they look a little different. I can
Kind.
recognize most of the letters.
Okay. Yeah. That's definitely what I'm shooting for. All right, so we are at verse 6. Yeah, we're at verse 6. It says, and when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eye, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat.
You
So,
know, reading that, it's almost as if Adam was like right there with her.
right
You know what I
there,
mean? Like
kind,
you know what I mean? Like
kind,
I I was when I was in the church, I'm thinking that Adam was off somewhere else doing something
right,
else. Like, you know what I
right,
mean? But it's almost reads as if he's right there. Now, Jubilee, I don't know if you brothers are into those, other books, but it kind of reads as if Adam wasn't there. But the way that this reads is like he was like right there, close enough for her to, just give him the fruit like when all this went down. But
kind. I have personally concluded that instead of him, going and telling, that this was going down, I'm under the impression that when he was standing there watching this whole thing, and this serpent was telling this woman, that the Most High done not been straight with y'all, that he was intrigued and was like, "What? Tell me more." That he was just soaking it up, and his expectation was that when she took that fruit and started eating it, he expected her to fall over dead. And when she didn't die, that's when he was like, let me try that. You know what I'm saying? Let me see what that's about. So I think his expectation was that she would drop dead, because that's what the Most High told him. The day you eat thereof, you shall surely die. And when she ate it and she didn't die, that's why he was like, oh, let me see what that's about.
okay.
So,
Right.
yeah. I mean, I'm sure he was intrigued by everything that was said as well. But, I mean, when it says that when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, so she saw, ooh, this is some nice looking fruit. And it was pleasant to the eye, like, oh, yeah, as I said, nice looking. And a tree to be desired to make one wise, like, oh, and I can have some wisdom. She took of the fruit thereof and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her. If it just said gave it to her husband, but the fact it says, and that's not in there, because it's not a separate word for this with her here. Now that I look at that. So how do you get with her and he did eat in one word? Let's see what that's about.
It's missing something, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, con. That is interesting. So it's a verb, and it's wakel. I said why. I meant I. Achel. Achel. Let me see. Miscellaneous. To eat, devour, burn up. How you get? Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Burn up, feed, to eat, devour, consume. Fire. That's interesting. Fire, consume a fire. To devour, slay. Of sword, devour, consume, destroy. Yeah, that's interesting. You see how that's structured. That's what made me really want to look at that. Like, and gave unto her husband. Like, this is not a word for word breakdown. Like,
Right.
was this unto her? Was that even there? Is there a word for that? Or is this the word for husband? This should be ish, I'm guessing. This is ish, I'm guessing. Let's see here. Yeah, ish, which means husband.
Right.
So how in the world did they get, or maybe they just like, okay, you far enough along now, you should recognize this. But how do you get unto her? I don't think that's the case. This is chapter 3. But how do you get unto her out of ish? Is it just understood, or
It's like it just left it out, you know?
that is unusual? And then you get with her a colon, and then and he did, and then this word, and this word is I'm guessing the word for eat. So they left all of that other out, but it's there. Yeah, it's a verb. Wakai, to eat, devour. Yeah, we just looked at that. I'm tripping, but I don't know how you do that. Like, how is
And
all
it's
of this?
interlinear
What it show?
because
It breaks it
I
down further.
well it shows that there's a word like for with her. It has a Hebrew word there, but I don't know the definition of it. The characters it's like a ayin, mem, and hey. I'm not sure how you pronounce that, but it
Okay.
shows there's a separate word for with her.
So maybe this Bible Hub would be a better option. Is that what you're using?
Now I got a book like it's the Hebrew English Interlinear ESV Old Testament.
Oh, okay. Got you.
It shows like it has like in English, and it has the how the Hebrew was written out and the English words right underneath.
All right. Let me go back to the broadcast, or to the share, I mean, and let me get this Bible Hub here, because Bible Hub seem to be.
Yeah, Bible Hub or Safari should have the definitions.
Yeah, but I'm thinking, I thought Blue Letter was the way, but here it actually you see, but it does the same thing. When the woman, you see this right here, when the
Go
woman,
to interlinear. Should be able to
interlinear.
change it to an interlinear version.
Okay, is that what this is?
Yeah.
Interlinear. There we go. Okay. There we go. Now, this makes more sense then. I got you. Yeah, that's much better actually.
Okay, I'm trying to see now where's that okay, I know it was a husband and did eat was what we were
Yeah,
looking
the
for.
ish. Yeah, so here's English at the bottom here, and it's like kind of go. Can y'all see that all right?
Yeah, I'm blowing it up.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna make it a little big on mine because it's a little bit tiny. Yeah, so this is the script, and then this is the transliteration, or the
Yeah,
not the
that's how you
transliteration, but
pronounce it.
yeah, the pronunciation is what I'm trying to say. Uh, okay, yeah, this will actually be better, I think, rather than the Blue Letter. I'm getting suspect of Blue Letter now, for real, because I'm like that don't even make sense. Like, how you get all these words into this one word, and that one word mean man? Like that don't even make sense. It's like somebody didn't try to do a translation and just stuck a number up there and said, let that be it.
But it's
But
still
it's
like
the same
they
thing.
left stuff out. They left.
Yeah, it's the same thing right here. Then she took,
Okay,
and
yeah.
you get there's one word. So I don't know. Maybe that's just I don't know. That is strange to me. I guess I need somebody to explain this to me that can better understand it than I do, because I don't. To make
Yeah,
one
my
wise.
the words break down differently, like how you would use the word,
Right.
like uh, like if you go back to go back to verse uh 5 on the interlinear there.
All right. Yeah, it's going slow. I guess this processor is bogged down. It's supposed to be a 16 gig processor. I don't know how it's bogged down. It's moving like it's 4 gigs. All right, where we which word here?
See, look at Elohim at the beginning, like the first Elohim you see.
Uh-huh.
You see the Hebrew characters,
Uh-huh.
and then go to the second Elohim. Elohim.
It's different.
Right.
Oh, kind. Yeah,
So
I think
like,
this is
so like,
I think this is though like well they both say 430. That's crazy.
right, but
That
like
say
how you
430.
use the word makes a difference on how you say the
Like,
word.
So that the one on the bottom is like the Most High, and the one on top is the Most High.
Right, right. Like if you see like if it's replying to like the Elohim, it'll say it have a hey in front of Elohim, like ha Elohim. Like I'm
Right.
not like that character. That I think that's a kof. Is that a kof or a bit?
Let
I
me
think
see.
that's a
Let me see. I got that other thing up here too. Let me see. Which character we talking about?
the
On the
in front
bottom?
of the second Elohim. Yeah,
And it starts
Right
it
here?
off. Yeah, Khan.
yeah.
Okay, let's see what that is. Kind of that sideways. Yeah, that's a yeah, cough KF.
Yeah.
Or no, yeah,
That,
cough KF.
so that'd be like Ka Elohim or Ka Elohim. It you would say it different. Yeah, you
Mm-hmm.
see like above it, Ke with the long E, Ke Elohim,
Uh-huh.
Kelohim.
Like,
See, that's
meaning
what I'm
like.
saying. That's what I said. I don't even know if I can get that deep into it without some specialized training. If I could just learn this alphabet, you know what I'm saying? Just the alphabet to understand that part of it, that'll be a barakah. And maybe that'll help me better understand
Yeah.
things like that. So
Yeah, I was
that's
thinking about
interesting.
going back and taking Zion's class because like my wife, she was trying to explain like certain things are easier when you see like you see a word and you see it start when you see it start with a certain character
Uh-huh.
that implies something. When you see it end with a certain character, that implies something.
Mm-hmm.
So like you'll have the same word at the root, but it'll have like a different suffix or a different prefix that'll make it sound different, but the root is the same root.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Like the word all praises called halal, right? If we were to
Hmm.
say praises, it'd be halayim. You know what I mean? So the
Right. Yeah.
Hmm.
Kind. Halal. Halal. Yeah. Halal. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Yeah. Kind. Look, I had to find like where it was in my ruach, and that's where it was at. And yeah, that's the word. Yeah.
hallelujah.
Halal. Yeah. That's indeed. That's a that's in Arabic, because we so close with the Arabs that a lot of our language is similar.
Uh-huh.
They use ak, and halal for them means acceptable, or and in English is, or not in English, in Hebrew is blessed or barak,
Hmm.
or not halal,
So
praise.
yeah, praise.
Praise, that's what I meant. Praise, yeah. For them, it's acceptable, which is not even close,
Right,
in
right. Two
in
different
in,
meanings in
in
my
meaning.
book.
Yeah, completely. But it's like, So I haven't got deep into Aramaic, uh, but I have picked up a couple of, just a couple of items. So I want to get deeper into Swahili. So anyway, so we were at 6. So we looked at this. That's interesting. In verse 5, you brought out Aki Aliel. That was, that was good. Some good intel there. Let's go back to 6, and then we'll move on to 7. Man, this thing is moving super slow. I guess because it's broadcasting and screen sharing and everything else. I probably should have restarted it before I set all this up. Anyway, it says, yes, when we read this portion, she took of the fruit thereof and gave it to her husband. Yeah, we read all this, and he ate. So I think we good here. Here's another difference in these two. And he ate and ate. And you see how it just changes the slight variation. You notice that right here?
Con.
Can y'all see it? Let me highlight that one and then highlight this one.
Yeah, it
Yeah. That's,
2 points at the end on the
well,
bottom.
even the transliteration,
Con.
not the transliteration, the pronunciation. This is like
Mm-hmm.
way, and then this is like your way. King O-Y. I'm trying to read it in English, but you do read this in
It's
English. You're not reading this backwards.
right.
You read this
Waxikat
forwards. Yeah.
and then way
Yeah.
yokai.
Well,
Yeah.
yokai. Yeah. Kind. It's confusing when you do it like that. When you reading this way. Yeah. Because you looking at these characters right to left,
Uh-huh.
and then you looking at these characters left to right. So
Yeah.
that's really confusing. Yeah, that's really confusing. Because I was literally looking here and trying to go this way. And I don't know if y'all can see when I do that. Can y'all see my mouse?
Yeah, con.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I was doing this on that.
Mm-hmm.
And then because I was doing this. And that's why I was like, it's wait a minute, you don't do that.
It's
It
like
goes this way.
rock to what?
Yeah. Yeah. You gotta have man, to see people go from one language to another fluently, that is like wow.
But you
That
know
is
what?
like
Like the so-called Negro are good at it, man. You know what I mean? It's just
kind.
because we've been exposed to so many different languages, so many different dialects, man, throughout time. we pick up a
Absolutely.
second language pretty easily.
Yeah, kind. Now I got it's a brother from Congo. He works at the first job I worked at when I got here at Teleperformance, and he speaks Swahili, French, English, of course, and I want to say some other variation. But one day he was talking to one of the sisters, talking to her, and they speak in Swahili back and forth. I'm like, man, I want to know what y'all saying. I want to be
Right,
able to do
right.
that. You know what I'm saying? Like she was looking at me and was speaking, and I was like, I'm gonna know what she's saying soon.
Right.
It's coming. Yeah. So, all right. Let's go to 7. And yeah, only thing about this interlinear is you do gotta move it like that. So, and we're open. What? And we're open. The eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute, I'm doing this wrong. I think I'm crossing myself. And we're open of the two of them, the eyes, and they knew that they. Man, that's crazy. I think I'm losing it. Yeah.
Like you look, yeah. I think you're going backwards and then forward.
Yeah, I think, and I'm trying to fix it, and I can't fix it. Okay, so this first verse, and we're
And
open.
was open. Yeah.
Okay, and then here
The
is
eyes.
of the two of them. Oh, the eyes. Okay, that's what it is. So I'm skipping.
Uh-huh.
I'm trying to start too far up. Okay, I'm tripping. I'm
Yeah.
like, bro, I'm tripping for real. I'm tripping for real. Okay, and we're open the eyes of the two of them, and they knew that we're naked.
Mm-hmm.
That we're naked. They sewed together fig leaves and made coverings themselves. Made themselves coverings. My bad.
Mm.
Yeah, that's difficult, man. That's not normal for what I'm saying, for English, for a dude that just not really done English
Mm-hmm.
to do that, like mix that together. That's difficult. I don't know if y'all see
You know,
that or if y'all.
I was thinking if
If,
dyslexic people actually got it right.
right. That
Con.
probably is. It's probably helpful. It's probably helpful
Yeah,
for dyslexic people.
yeah. They minds operate different,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because trying to do, it's just I don't know. But they made themselves coverings. So we're familiar with this. They sewed together the fig leaves. Now, anything in here that we need to look at? Well, we got pretty much everything right here.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't even have to go in, have to click into it. So, okay.
I don't know, does it give you the definition if you click on it?
Yeah, if you click
Like you,
here,
yeah.
what do you want to see? Or you can hover over it and it shows the word and then the occurrence, 1 of 4.
Okay.
Same thing. 1 of 6. And then it
Okay.
shows your day, and then is that your day? Ooh, yeah, your day. Ooh, yeah. I think it's gonna be very helpful to really get that alphabet. I think just that part of it would really be like instrumental to helping understand it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Con.
So
Con.
I think that'll be a barakah for real. All right. Anything else? Did y'all see anything else that needs to be looked at?
Nah.
I think we got everything here. Let's go to verse 8. Yeah, so this interlinear will get us a lot more detail. So let's
Mm-hmm.
That's helpful. It says that they heard the sound of, that's the Yohe Wahe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm looking at that deeply here, how they get to. I know we talked about that, Yaliel. I think you said this the correct breakdown, right?
Yeah, that's what I see a lot of people say that that's the correct way, but
Yeah,
uh, yeah,
strong.
I feel I gotta get educated myself on like parts of speech and like masculine and feminine and all that is to
It all plays
say.
a part with it.
Yeah, because like both the prefix and suffix of a word like the ya and the way,
Uh-huh.
they will be pronounced a certain way whether it's the part of speech it is. Like you see it says noun proper, masculine singular.
Uh-huh.
Now like the person I was watching, they was saying that if it was a a proper feminine singular, the way would be like Y, like
Oh, okay. So they make it so
WAH.
the wow.
Like if you go to like Eve's name,
Uh-huh.
Hawa,
Right.
it said that's because the
That's
Y in her
feminine.
name is feminine as well.
Wow. Okay. I think I so like you did mention that to me before, but now looking at it, it's like, yeah, we're gonna get to that. I think in the next verse, or is it in this verse? Presence of his wife, or after they get the punishment.
Yeah.
Man, this thing is really going slow. Okay, so yeah, they take out. So it takes out the LORD, which is a Barakai. I hate seeing that. I wish
Yeah.
it took out. I was telling Kenaniah that you seen these. I don't know if you've seen these cats with this. I hate to say this, but this Ya Allah.
Yeah, I've seen
Huh.
it.
Yeah,
I
have you seen
haven't
that, Yahya? You have not.
I, I
So,
haven't seen that.
so that's what they get this from. When they say Ya Allah, they're using this as Yah, and then they here they go to Elohim, and in Arabic that's Allah, ALLAH. So that's how they coming up with
Oh.
this Yah. Yeah, because this is the same word in Aramaic for ALLAH. I don't know about the different variations, but that's how they come into that. And these brothers, he call them Yah, and I can't even. That's so crazy to say that together because I know that who that ALLAH really is.
Right.
So you saying Yah is Satan, basically. That's like, ugh, that's a slippery slope. You know, I'm only saying it to edify you brothers, but
hmm
I wouldn't say that. You know what I'm saying? I certainly wouldn't pray that. Like that's, whew, I feel a lightning bolt. You know, just striking me on the head. You know what I'm saying? Just people don't feel the most high. I wouldn't play with them like that. And sadly, I'm not gonna say that they could be right, but I mean they could be. I don't know for certain, but I just wouldn't tempt the most high like that.
It seems like it might be some more of that craftiness of the enemy.
Kind,
Also, you know what I mean?
exactly. I'm just not comfortable with that. You know, And for years, for a few years, I used to do the Yahuwah Elohim, but now I just use power. I don't even tempt it. Just put power right there. That's good enough. That's I'm using that to glorify him. That's what he is. He is my power. So
hallelujah.
yes, indeed.
But this
All right.
scripture, man, is it's deep, man. It's let's see, let me grab it real quick.
It's verse 8.
Khan, and they heard the voice of Yahweh power walking in the garden in the cool of the day. And Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of Yahweh power amongst the trees of the garden. So in that moment, the Most High is coming down to dwell with what he has created. All of creation, he's coming down to dwell. So in between, well, let me pull Revelation. Let me pull Revelation chapter 21, verse 3. And it reads,
Tabernacle of the Most High is with men.
Indeed,
Oh,
indeed,
kind.
and he dwell with them.
He
You know what
dwell
I mean?
with them.
And they
Yeah,
shall
we
be
heard
his
it.
people, and the power himself shall be with them. So this was what he intended from the jump. This is what his
Kind,
will was. So
absolutely.
in between this Genesis 3 and this Revelation 21, we have the Most High setting apart a people, first beginning with the sons of light, Adam and his generation, and after him, then
Right.
from him Enoch, then Noah, from Noah Shem, from Shem Abraham, from Abraham Isaac, Israel, and then we get the separation of those people. Then we get law, statute, and commandments. Then we get the prophets, and then we get his only begotten son, you know what I mean, to restore a path to him so that he may dwell with us, which was his intention from the jump, man.
Yes, indeed. That was definitely his intention, and this was definitely his. This was definitely because when he made Adam in his image and after his likeness, that's literally what it was. It was not. The Most High don't look like when we look in the mirror. The Most High don't look like us because you can't look at the Most High and live.
Right.
If he pulled back that veil and looked down, everybody who looked up would drop dead.
Con.
Yeah. Because you can't just look at him. You can't look at him like that, especially with sin. I mean,
And
if
he
it was the
destroyed
day
it.
of
He destroyed, yeah.
if it was the Day of Atonement or after the Day of Atonement and our sins had been atoned for, and we were clean, then I think that's going to be an instrumental part of Hamashiach's return, because when Hamashiach comes and it's talking about we're gonna look at him, the only way you're gonna be able to look at him is if you ain't got no sin. Because if you got sin and you look at him, you done. So, but this we're gonna get to that in chapter 5. Actually, I don't think we're gonna make it tonight, but we're on verse 8.
Right.
But yeah, so that is pretty interesting to see it that way. But this is the sound, and I kind of like the KJ, as it says the voice, which is I'm not gonna say a better translation, but it kind of draws it. It kind of draws it a little bit more. I think I can switch this to Strong's KJ. Let's see what that says. Because when you think about the voice, what is that? That one completely different. My bad. I took the interlinear completely out. I didn't mean to do that. I thought it was just gonna switch the setup, but Nah, it took it completely out.
You know, so
What was we at? Number.
I'm wondering about that as well. Sound of his voice. So, was it the trumpet? Was it the thundering, or was it the wind? You know what I mean?
Kind. Well, I'm under the I'm under the impression because he references himself as he references somebody as his representative, and he calls that person the arm, the hand, and the branch. And I believe that same person is the voice.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, and maybe it is the case because maybe that was the Most High coming down, but at this time they got sin on them.
Right.
So, they got disobedience on them. So, wouldn't they have? They shouldn't even have been looking at him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
unless his
I
mercy,
never thought about that. I never thought about that.
yeah. I
Or,
mean, unless his mercy was just, he had turned up his mercy. Because, you see when he walks out, he goes, they hid themselves amongst the trees. Let's go to the next verse 9. They hid amongst the trees of the, I know the camp say the trees mean other people. Like, I get that, but I get how y'all come to that, but I don't agree with that. Okay, and called Yahweh power to Adam and said unto him, "Where are you? Where you at?" So what? If this was people, what did the people say? How could they stand before the Most High if this was people? And they were not even as they were worse off than what he was. He had sinned against the Most High, but what was they doing? Was they even? I mean, that don't even make sense if you really break it down like that. Like, I mean, he hadn't given them anything. So what would they be doing? They would be doing whatever their imagination could think of.
Now,
You know what I'm saying?
do the camp say that it was people or that it was messengers?
No, they said trees. They said the trees were people. So the garden is symbolic of people.
Okay.
And because they primary argument is who was that Cain married? Who did Cain go and marry, and how did Cain go to a city, and who did he marry? So, my best. I mean, it's not in the text, so you got to guess. You can't. I mean, you can't read it. You can't just pull it out and say, "Here it is." So you got to speculate, basically. I mean, to get to that. But here you got the voice of the Most High coming down, and he's calling to Adam, "Where you at?" And if he among other people, how is it? I mean, how could they don't even understand? I don't know. I understand how they came to that, but I just don't agree with that because my understanding is different. Yeah, my understanding is different. So he said, "I heard your voice in the garden, and I was afraid." And that's another thing too. When it says it in the King James, he said the voice, and they heard the voice of Yahuwah walking in the midst of the garden. So how you hear a voice walking? You know what I'm saying? It's like, I mean, was he just? That's a strange way to say it. I heard it. I heard the voice walking. Like, I didn't hear you walking. I heard your voice walking.
Right.
To say your voice walking, like I heard you walking, but I heard your voice. I mean, it's almost like you could say he was here. You hear your voice approaching, getting closer. Like he was farther away, and then you got closer. But I don't know. That's interesting by itself. and I was afraid because I was naked and I hid myself. Uh, let's go to 11 here. We'll try to pick up the pace just a little bit. It's 20 minutes to 11. And he said, who told you that you was naked? Have you eaten from the tree that I commanded you not to eat of? And, I'll be honest, in that situation, I don't know. I need to do some spiritual push-ups because it's so hard not to say why you did it.
Right.
Yeah, I did it. You know what I'm saying? It's so hard to just not be like, yeah, they gave it to me. It was right there.
Right. But you're afraid, and it's almost, now we would call it human nature to come up
Yeah,
with an excuse,
yeah,
But this is something also, because okay, we know that repentance is actually like us admitting that we did something wrong, but
right.
Adam's actions are almost as if he's repenting that he has eaten this fruit, man. You know?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Because he. Okay. So we're gonna get to chapter 5. Chapter 5, it really kind of shows. We can jump over there real quick. Let's go over there real fast, real quick. I'm gonna go on. Well, I'll stick with this. We'll come back. We're at 12 here. Let's go to. Let's go to that KJ. Where's that? Well, let's go to ESV. Let's go to ESV. All right, ESV, chapter number 5. I just want to show you this real quick. All right, ESV, chapter number 5. It says, "These are the books of the generation of Adam. When the Most High created man, he made him in the likeness of the Most High. Male and female, he created them and barak them and named them man when they were created. And Adam lived 130 years. He fathered a son," check this out, "in his own likeness."
Mm-hmm.
Did you catch that?
Uh-huh.
It's easy to go by because it's easy to just kind of go by it because you just, you know what I'm saying? It says, when the Most High created man, he made him in the likeness of the Most High. So
Mm-hmm.
he made man in his likeness. But somehow Adam lived 130 years and fathered a son in his own likeness. There's a big change
Mm-hmm.
because he was made in the likeness of the Most High. But when he fathered this son, which this son we know is Seth,
Mm-hmm.
which it tells us right here, after the image and named himself, after his image and named himself. Uh, but in his own likeness. So Adam took off the likeness of the Most High and he put on the likeness of himself. So Adam became like a man. That's the image
Right.
that we get. People be like, people say all the time, we made in the image of the Most High. Like, no, we're not. You made in the
Made
image of
in-
Adam.
Right. Indeed.
We made in the image of Adam because Adam was made in the image of the Most High. And I believe in my ruach, I believe that when they ate that fruit, when he ate that fruit, because it didn't happen till he ate it. Matter of fact, let's go back to that. Let's go back to 4. I'm gonna stay on this, and we can go back to look at. That's where I kind of like the blue letter a little bit better because it seems like it flows a little bit better. That interlinear, yeah, it crosses my eyes. It's a good tool though, but it definitely crosses my eyes. Oh, let me see this parallel. Let's see what that look like. Let's see what that look like. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. Let's go with that. Let's do with that. And what were we at? 11? 4 and 11?
3.
Oh, 3 and 11. My bad. I'm tripping.
Con.
I'm straight. Yeah, Leo, you're not asleep, are you?
Uh-oh.
No, I'm up.
Okay.
I'm over here snacking. Ain't want to smack in your ears.
Oh, okay. I got you. Hold on for that, I keep. All right. So here goes 3 and 11. And who told you were naked? So before we get to 11, let's go back. Let's go back to 10. No, let's do this, man. Let's do this. This thing is I need just a straight story here. There we go. That's what I need right there. Okay. All right. All of this going in and out. Okay, here we go. This is what I'm looking for. All right. So number okay, so right here, number 6. It says, and the woman saw that the tree was good for food and that it was pleasant to the eye, a tree to be desired to make one wise. I hate this link though. That is terrible, especially when you touch it with the mouse. Took of the fruit thereof and did eat, and gave also unto her husband that was with her, and he did eat. And the eyes of both of them were open, and they knew that they were naked. And they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons. So now, understand. Put this in modern day. You at the crib, and everybody gone. Everybody gone from the house. It's just you.
Mm-hmm.
You jump in the shower, and you hear something. You in the shower, and you hear something. First thing you're gonna do is grab that towel or your robe. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna put something over you.
Cover yourself.
And you're gonna be like, yeah, you're gonna cover yourself up. And so if you think you hear something, and then maybe let's say you hear something, it's somebody, and you hear him, and you like, who is that? You know what I'm saying? And you like, man, like trying to figure out who this is. You was in the shower, and now you covered. You like, you uneasy because you trying to figure out what's going on. Well, he knew who this was. This was the voice. So he knew who that was. That wasn't even the case for them.
Right.
So so they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons. So an apron, of course, covers your front part. So they was covered. They was covered up. Verse 8. And they heard the voice of the both
what I'm gonna say, like mine reads, they made loin cloths or loin covering.
Loin cloths. Okay. Let's see what that word is for April. Matter of fact, now that you mentioned that, because that may be what it is. I can't believe how slow this thing's going. Yeah, waistcloth. That's what it says right here.
So like
Belted girdle.
I remember going over this and thinking like originally I know today because of the lust of men that we identify other things as far as being naked. But I'm saying the original nakedness was just the private areas that are used for reproduction.
Oh, so you don't think she was covered up like that? You think she was just covered up with her middle?
Yeah, I just think it was her lower half because it doesn't separate. It says loin covering, so we know, that's just a certain area. But over time, especially how we can use like wisdom to look at certain things, like men can sexualize anything. Like some women can't show an ankle and a man will fantasize about it. So like, I would say like the breasts and other parts, like I would say cover up in today's time because of the world we're living in. But I don't think that was included in the original definition of nakedness as far as like stuff that you shouldn't let everybody see or you know what I mean?
And even
Yeah.
tribal people today, you know what I mean, like whether it's in the South Pacific or South America, for the most part, everybody it looked like everybody's just walking around in some primitive underwear for the most part.
Yeah.
You know,
Like I remember talking to somebody before who who's from Africa and their parents were from one of those tribes where they still like keep that kind of dress today, and they were saying that like they protected like their lower part, but like the breasts they weren't seen as sexual objects. They were just seen as what you feed your kids with. It wasn't sexual to them, so it wasn't anything to like protect or cover up.
no shame, no shame in it.
Right. It wasn't looked at like a man walk by and see like the breasts and they wouldn't think twice, but like if they had the lower half uncovered, then it would be an issue.
That's very interesting because ironically, and honestly, that's how the Europeans do. I mean, they do that. They cover they bottoms and they'll leave that top exposed. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna lie, y'all. When I see my wife uncovered at the top, I'm not. It's a sexual thing. It's not a. It's not a. And I don't know. Maybe that's because of the society that we are in, but I don't see that as. I don't know. I'd have to have a completely different mind to look at her and not think, "Wow," when that happens. So, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think that's more society because like if you go back to like Asian culture, I used to look into that a lot back in my earlier days, and like they had a thing for like small feet, right?
Yeah,
Like the smaller the feet, the more feminine and divine like the woman was, and that was an attraction for the Asian man over there in China.
Yeah.
So like you see little differences of what's highlighted in different sexes across the world. And at some point in history, breast became a major thing for like I don't know. I can't say who started it. I don't know if it was the Europeans who fetishized breasts or.
Well, I mean, it's actually in the scripture as well. Ravish her breasts. You know what I mean? So and it wasn't something that when I read it, it's not something that I read is over sexualized. It's almost
Right.
as it's something that Solomon is kind of beautifying. You know what I mean? And I believe it's Solomon. It might be one of the prophets.
Solomon.
Con.
Okay,
Okay.
I think I do remember saying that. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, three married men on the line. We all got wives, and you know, I don't think that. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just the conditioning, but I don't know. It's hard to get out of your own mind and look at a woman and like now if somebody else's wife, you know, if somebody else's woman had her breast out and I caught a glimpse, I'd be like, oh gosh, no, because I don't want to, you know, I don't want to go there. I don't want my mind to go there. So
Con.
I'd be
Con.
mortified. You know what I'm saying? I'd be mortified in that situation. But when it's your wife and everything is legit, you know, it's not a I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it. I mean,
I know
it's
what you mean.
definitely
Like it feels natural to us today, but like you just gotta think about like how many like years of conditioning we done been through to watching TV, seeing certain things highlight. You know, they highlight a lot of things without even saying it.
yeah,
Not saying that it couldn't have been sexualized even back in the beginning, as far as like looking upon the nakedness.
yeah,
You know, when you get to like to those scriptures, like from looking at this in Genesis, I can't say that it included like a woman's breast.
I got you because when you flip it and put it and it's a man, so when you got a
Right.
man with a shirt without a shirt on, it's nothing.
Right. But you know,
Yeah,
a lot of women sexualize a man's chest if they think a man has a good chest, but like, you know, we ain't in a rush and a lot of in some situations can cover it up. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
But like, you know, no, I wouldn't personally like walk around with nobody else's woman or no other woman with my shirt off, even if I
right,
was in shape. But
right, exactly.
'cause I ain't in shape
Yeah,
right now. But I'm saying like, you know, if you did see a dude without a shirt on, you would be like, cover yourself up. You know what I mean? But like, you see a
yeah.
woman, you think to tell her to cover herself up.
I
But
mean,
I think that's just because,
I mean, if I saw a woman that I knew accidentally without her top being covered, like I said, I would be mortified because I would hate to be in that position. Such an uncomfortable place. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't unsee it, but it's you know you just really try to not look like as quick as you can. Like oh no, but you saw it enough to know that it's not something you need to be looking at. But you know what I'm saying? It's not. I get it. Like when I watch the brothers, I watch them the fellas work out, you know, and they'll take their shirt off, and I'll be like, I don't look at it like you could have your shirt on, but I get it, you know, you sweating and whatnot, so you know, men take their shirt off, whatever the case. But if the woman took her shirt off and was working out, I'd be like, that's unusual.
You know,
That's
I'm driving
uncomfortable.
down. You know, I'm at work one day. This is
Uh-huh.
like back in the summer of last year, and I'm on Fourth and down in Old Louisville, Fourth
Uh-huh.
and Park, in between Fourth and Park and Magnolia, right there by
Uh-huh.
Central Park. And there's this woman, and she's just walking down the street without a shirt. Now,
Uh-huh.
I could tell that she was like one of them feminists. You know what I mean? She had the low
Gotcha.
shortcut, and it was
Gotcha.
nothing that really turned me on about it. And I remember getting kind of aggravated at her because, like, when I looked at her, she looked at me like, "Why are you looking at me?" And I'm like, "Well, you know, you walking down the street without a shirt on, you know." But it wasn't, you know, it wasn't something that I was where I was like, ooh, I'm turned on, or I'm just
Nah.
I'm like, she's bugging out,
Right. Exactly. No, I get that, and it wouldn't be. And believe me, I think, and that's the thing. That's what I'm trying to say without. I don't have the words to say it right. When you look at your woman and you see her in that state, your mind goes to a place.
Right.
But you don't want to see somebody else's woman like that because we commandment keepers. You know what I'm saying? That's uncomfortable. That would be so uncomfortable if you was at a hotel or if you was, if we was at a gathering or something and somehow a door opened and you saw somebody. That would be so uncomfortable.
Right.
Because you don't want to be thinking about something like that. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
Yeah, her situation, like, you just look stupid out here walking around like, get the fuck. That's just stupid.
and she's bothered because I'm looking at her, but I mean, you walking down the street without a shirt on.
Yeah, you look stupid. I wouldn't do that, and I'm a man.
Yeah, and then that you mentioned that, like, even you don't want to see someone else's woman like that. You have changed your desires for righteousness, and not to say that you would want to see that. Like, there might have been a time before where, like, before you got into the truth, where, like, if you saw any woman,
indeed,
that you would be like, oh, like, you might not ask, but you might be like, oh, okay, but like now you like automatically like that I want to see that, like,
right,
turn your head, hide your face.
Not wanting to put myself back in the they say a fat kid in the candy store. You know what I mean?
Right.
Not wanting to be back where I was at, before I was in this walk.
Yeah, because that
like,
would just.
I can remember watching like we were talking about, like, the National Geographic, and like I didn't get turned on by those women. I saw them as, like, a separate culture, like, and then they might have had their breast out, but it wasn't me like fantasizing about them having a breast out. You know what I mean? It's just
kind of intriguing
like
what they got going on.
Right.
Yeah, I get that. I get that.
It's like we can condition ourselves to accept and reject different things at different points of time, and like, for some people, the hardest things is things like, especially us coming into this truth as adults, like, we have years and years of conditioning. Some people can't shake it as easy.
Yeah, I mean, consider our culture, our ancient culture, that our women cover their hair. They don't even show their hair for the sake of not. I want to say antagonize, but I don't think that's the proper word. But in effect, I mean, ideally, yeah, it fits. But to not provoke or cause a man to to stray his eyes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because, like,
Because
natural
in our
hair is
society,
beautiful.
huh?
I don't automatically think of it sexually, but I do appreciate the beauty of natural hair
Oh yeah,
when
of
I do
course.
see it.
Oh, of course, and that's another thing when I'm with my wife. I'm like, I love your hair. I love the feel of it. I love the smell of it. I love to touch it. It's like, man, this is wonderful. This is wonderful, wonderful hair. So, yeah, we do have completely off. And we haven't finished chapter 3 yet. So yeah, but I think I was trying to show you guys, Akeem, where were we at? Well, I was at okay, we stopped at aprons. At the end of 7, they made themselves aprons, which we went into the coverings. Um, so verse 8, it says, and he heard the voice of Yahuwah Power walking in the garden in the cool of the day, and Adam and his wife, they hid themselves from the presence of Yahuwah Power among the trees in the garden. So they got coverings, but they go and hide. They still hide. So why are you hiding when you covered up? Like if somebody knock on your door and you in the shower and you go and and you put your robe on, I'm gonna even say a towel. I'm gonna say you put your robe on, you covered up. You cool enough to go to the door and be like, who is it? And it could be FedEx or Amazon or anybody. It could be anybody. You'd be cool enough to open the door and take care of whatever it is that's out there. But in this case, they were hiding. You know what I'm saying? Like they were hiding in the sense that they were trying to get away.
I think that's because of what they were told.
About they were in fear of death. You think?
I think so. I think because they saw this that they were naked, and naked is associated with shame. Like they were able to feel shame at that time, so they covered themselves. But and then they hid. Like they hid as well because okay, we just ate this fruit. We realized some new things. We know what the Most High said. Now he here. Like what he about to do?
Right. Yeah, I can see that at the end of chapter 3. At the end of chapter 2, I mean, it says chapter 2 and 25. It says, and they were both naked, the man and his wife, and were not ashamed. So in this particular instance, we see that there is shame here. But they were naked there. They were uncovered there. But here they are covered and that they are still ashamed. And yeah, I can see the fear of death. Like, oh, he coming to kill me. So yeah, I can definitely see that. I feel like, honestly, now this is me. This is just my thinking. If you in fear of death, I don't think I wouldn't come out. If I'm in a place where police been killing people, and I hear a knock on the door, and I hear police, I ain't open the door. Big old black dude. I ain't opening that door. I'm going as far away from that door as I can. I'm trying to get to the back, to the very other side of wherever that knock came from. Especially if I hear the police. You go someplace where the police been putting people to death, our people especially.
I mean, I feel you out, but I'm looking at it how my children do now, and how I was when I was a child. Being disobedient. I would try to stay away from my father. Like when I, hear the garage go up, you know what I mean? Like I'm gonna go try to run and hide, man. But when he comes, when he calls for me, I can't, I gotta go face him. You know what I mean? Like I try to avoid him, but you know what I mean? It's like the mindset of a child for the most part.
I got you. I don't know. It's just that fear of death, that unknown. Like you just don't know. I mean, we know because we just study some and we understand what it's going to be or what it's supposed to be from what we read. But as far as I don't know if I get that. That's good. That's a good analogy. I don't know. I think if I was in that position, honestly, I think I probably would have just ran out the garden. I don't even think I would have stayed there. I would have. At that point, I think I'd have been gone. Honestly, I'd have been like Cain. Like I just had to flee.
Well, you remember what our ancestors did when they were on the mount, and Exodus chapter 20, right after verse 17. The people heard the thundering and the lightnings. Then they told Moses, you go up to him and talk to him for us. So we'll surely die. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what I'm getting to, because man, I mean, to think that if you do this, you're gonna die, and then you do it, and then you got to be shaking in your, you're not even, you don't have on boots, but you got to be shaking. You got to be pretty scared. Like, man, this is bad. And I'd have been in a position like that before, not exactly like that, but I'd have been in a very fearful position. I mean, to the place where, and this is of a man. This ain't even of the Most High. To a place where you feel like your stomach is just not gonna tolerate it. You know what I'm saying? Like that afraid. Like I'm about to die. Mm-hmm. So anyhow, my when I see this, I feel like that the image that Adam that he was made in initially that left him, that's what put him in that state. Because even though he covered himself up, and then here comes the Most High, he's still like very fearful. Not because, I think because one, that the fear of death, and two, the fact that he's been disobedient. Well, one, he's been disobedient, so the fear of death is there. But at the same time, it's like, man, you just so that image that he was made in, that was gone, because now he's got a whole new image, and we looked at that in chapter 5. So that's what that's what I was trying to get to, going a long way about it and saying it. So the question is, what was that image? What is the image of the Most High?
Right. But I'm thinking it's the image of Adam.
Remember, we just looked at that in chapter 5.
God.
It said he made man in his image, and then he had 130 years, and he had a son in his own image and after his own likeness.
But Adam was made in his image.
Initially, yes.
Before...
Okay, let's go back to it. Let's go back to 5 here.
All right.
I'm going to let you read it. Read it right here at verse 1.
All right, come. Let's see. This is the book of the generations of Adam. In the day that the power created man, in the likeness of the power made he him. Male and female created he them, and blessed them, and called their name Adam in the day when they were created. So male and female. So,
yeah, he made the man and he made the woman as well. Verse 3.
Let's see. And Adam lived 130 years and begot a son in his own likeness, after his image, and called his name Seth. And the days of Adam after he had begotten Seth were 800 years, and he begot sons and
daughters. Yeah, that's all that we wanted, that very first part of that. So I mean, can you see the separation there when he was made in the Most High's image, and then he had his son, and it was after his own image. It didn't come in the Most High's image. Now I can see how that image how you can kind of make a person could make an argument that that image was just transferred from the Most High to Adam, from Adam to Seth, but I don't think that that's what that's conveying there. I think what he's saying here is that he had one image, and that image ceased to exist, and then he had a separate image, and that's the image that he transferred to his son.
God.
And like I said, I hear people all the time say, "Well, we all made in the image of the Most High, or in the image of God," and I don't think that's the case. I think that the image that we are made in is the image of Adam. because Adam took on his own image after that sin came in. And I believe that's what the panic was.
The
Number
cover up.
one, yeah, because
Mhm.
they were naked. In chapter 2, they were naked and unashamed. Now they naked and they feel like covering. Not only are they feel like covering, they running for cover. They hiding for cover. So, I mean, that's dramatic. That's not just that's a dramatic thing. Like, that's a big deal. So, I don't think they kept that same way. What's that?
I was gonna say, I forget. I have to look up. Did y'all go over like the definitions of likeness and image before?
Yeah, we can get that. I didn't even know. Didn't go into that.
Let me ask
y'all
y'all this, man. Do y'all want to?
We kind of skipped ahead to 5. I just wanted to bring that one up.
Do y'all want to pick this back up tomorrow?
We can. I mean, if we can definitely get back into it. I know it's getting later and later. We haven't even finished. We haven't even finished the chapter.
I think.
I know you get tired about that midnight.
Right.
Yeah, I can't remember which word. I was just gonna say, like, I believe one of them deal with like character, like likeness or image with it's associated with character. So like kind of like you have, I would say that initially they had the same. They were made in mind with to have the same character the Most High would have, but after they partook of the fruit, it's like that that character change. Like you see people with their kids, right? Like they're raising their child right, the way that they would do things. You'll see a lot of times that child grow up and they have a similar character as their father. But like if things are going wrong, if some kind of way, they get rebellious or go against, then they may have a similar character, but not exactly the same as the father. And you think about like somebody once said like in relation to like an original version of something, and then like a painting, like is you have an original painting, then you make a copy.
Yeah.
Each time you make a copy, it's not going to be the exact same as the original. It make you get close, but you're going away from the original. So like how he operated, the choices that Adam made separated his character from the character of the Most High.
I'm thinking about the words of Hamashiach, and I'm gonna pull that real quick because we know he came in the he told him, if you sing me, you sing the Father.
The Father.
Let me pull that.
Here's while you're looking for that, here's that after his image in the linear here.
Okay.
Shisalma and his own likeness. Oh, go ahead.
And this is John 14, verse 9. Yahushua saith unto him, have I been so long time with you, and yet hast thou not known me, Philip? He that hath seen me hath seen the Father. And how sayest thou then, show us thy Father? So I don't know, just something to ponder as well, man.
Well, definitely there in that aspect, yeah, he definitely kept and never strayed, which is why the Most High was so pleased with him, even in the garden or at his immersion. This is my beloved son with whom I am well pleased,
God.
because he had done everything that he had told him to do. He had not strayed ever.
Mhm.
Right.
He never
Right.
had a issue with him, and unlike the Malachim, that were made differently. I think Hamashiach was made similar to how we were made. Not in the sense of flesh and blood and bones, but I mean with the same type of ability. Now we know that Hashatan took a third of the messengers, but to those other ones that did stay, like we've gone back and forth. I've gone back and forth with Akeem about messengers coming down and sleeping with women, and to me that doesn't make any sense, because I feel like personally, if one messenger wanted women, there would be no women for us, because if you have something that much more powerful than a man, and I don't mean power in the sense of strength, I mean in capability and ability, to change shapes and to do all these things that we associated with messengers. How in the world can a man compete with that? You know what I'm saying? So I think even the bad ones, the ones that did follow the adversary, they still, and then we get into where was that where he was where the evil angel came to him and said, "I will persuade him." It just came to my mind.
You
I'll persuade him.
talking about Saul?
Well,
They
not
talking
Saul.
about,
It was the other king. He wanted him to fall at Ramos Gilead, I think, if I remember correctly.
okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. I can't remember which king it was, but
Yeah, I can't remember it either. But he said there was an evil angel that came up and said, I'll persuade him. I'll be a lying mouth. I'll be a lying. I'll tell lies in the ears of his prophets.
yeah.
And so he said that'll work. And so lo and behold, he went up to I believe it was Ramos Gilead, if I remember correctly, and that's where he fell. He fell dead there. Was killed there. But the reason I'm bringing all that up is because we was talking about that image and that likeness, and so even with the Malachim going in that direction, the ones that went off, I mean, they still had room right there with the Most High. The evil angel came up right before him and said, "I'll persuade him." Like, how are you gonna do it? Do tell. I'll be a lying tongue in the ear of his prophets. So, that's gonna work. I like that. I like that
Well,
idea.
the Most High said he controls it all, right?
Yeah, he controlled the right and the left.
That's right.
So it's not even a sense of I mean, we kind of think of it. I don't know. We kind of think of it a little different, I think, than what it really is.
Yeah, I don't think of
But
like the so-called fallen angels as being rebellious. I think of it as a position to play. That
them
the
being in
other
their position, okay. I like that.
in
I like that.
Zechariah when they was when Yehoshua was standing before the Most High, and it says Hasatan was standing there as an adversary ready to judge, but the Most High rebuked him. He said, "This is my surely this is my servant plucked from the my brand pulled from the fire." It's like everything works in league to do their role according to how the Most High set up their role. Like he's not the Most High is not darkness, but he controls the darkness. Like you
Right,
put a little bit
right,
of darkness in a room for the light, that darkness goes away. Put a little bit
right.
of light in a room for the darkness goes away. So
Con,
it's like just because he's not darkness doesn't mean he doesn't control darkness.
con. That reminded me. It took me to in Revelation where he talked about even what happened in Egypt. A thickness, darkness so thick that you could feel it. Like it was so dark, you could feel it. Like man. So I've heard brothers say that when that time comes, that if you have a light, a flashlight, or cell phone, whatever, and you try to shine it, it won't even work. That's how thick the darkness will be. So, I guess we can associate that with smoke. Well, even that, when I was driving earlier, we haven't even mentioned the snow, all the snow we got late this evening. But I was out a little bit in it, and I noticed that the clouds were very low and that it was super dark. It went dark like really, really fast. Where I was at
God.
was light. And then as I was driving towards it, the clouds seemed to have gotten lower and it was very, very dark. And that snow was pouring, and you couldn't hardly see. You could, it was very little visibility.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was
Yeah,
out
I
there
was
in
out
it.
there driving in it, on Uber and Lyft today.
Yeah. It started off as nothing, earlier in the day, but when it got later, it was intense. It got intense. So especially
Yeah.
as it got, yeah, especially as the sun went down. At one point the sun came out, and I thought that the snow was gonna be gone, but it fooled
Yeah.
us. It got worse.
I had to
So
turn
That's
it
what
in
I was
early.
thinking the same thing. It was like the snow had started melting from what had settled this morning, and then this afternoon, man, it was like a blizzard out there.
yeah.
My wife had left
Yeah.
out to go get something to eat and came back like less than 5 minutes later talking about, now you know what, it ain't even worth it.
I just cooked something. Yeah. I just cooked something. Yeah. Yeah, kind. I was like that because I was out doing deliveries myself today, and it was in the early part, like I said, it was fine. It was completely fine. But as the day got on, as it got closer to that about that 5 o'clock mark, that's when it really started to change. And it seemed like the clouds, like I said, it seemed like they came down. You know what I'm saying? Like they was up and like seemed like they lowered, and it looked to be like wall to wall clouds, and they were low, and it went dark. I mean, it went really dark. I went to what is that? Settlersburg, and it was like that there. Like they got it worse than before we got it up this way. It was darker there. It was more snow. It wasn't sticking at that time, but yeah, the temperature, of course, went down, so on and so forth. But yeah, it was. That made me think about that when you mentioned that darkness, because we literally saw it if you was out there in it. So not that I mean it's gonna be worse than that, but kind of a little bit of a depiction of it. So, well, gentlemen, it's 11:30, so I guess we can go ahead and call it tonight, and we'll pick it up tomorrow. What time you guys you Akeem want to try to get together tomorrow?
I think we linked up at one last week, man. But that's good. Or whenever you brothers had in mind, man, it's fine with me.
Kind of one to work for me. How about you, like Galileo?
Yeah, that'll work. Yeah,
Okay. We'll shoot for 1 o'clock, and we'll get back into it. We left off at what 11, 12?
verse 11. Let's say.
Verse 11. Okay, so we'll pick it up at verse 11, and get chapter 3 wrapped up, And I kind of wish we could go into through 4, but man, the way we
That
get
sounds
going,
good if we're able. We'll see.
kind.
We'll see. But you know, I'll definitely have more time tomorrow, man. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So yeah,
Okay.
most
Yeah.
definitely.
Okay.
Will it
We'll
be a
do.
different link or just jump on the same link?
I think it's going to be a different one. It may be a little bit slight variation, but I'll send it out to you, Hakeem.
Okay. Told I.
Yeah. No sweat. No sweat. I like this platform. I like the way this roll here. I think this is a good you know what I'm saying, a good method. So we can definitely utilize it.
Indeed. All praise.
Kind. All praises to Abba. Yes, indeed. Oh, looks like we even got some people watching. Yeah, I didn't realize we got some comments on here. So, all right. Well, y'all have a great rest of the evening, and y'all Barak, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Catch you, Hakeem, tomorrow.
All right. Shalom, family. Y'all be
All right.
blessed.
Shalom,
Shalom,
Hakeem.
shalom.
Barakatah.